So on the draw, we are going to be up against Maverick. However, I did kind of know this. I did play against this person once. They were on Maverick then. However, it changes so much. It's almost rare nowadays to see people playing the same deck, especially like in practice rooms. So this isn't the greatest hand against Maverick. It's good against combo and some other random stuff, but it is playable. I have 2 lands. I have Brainstorm. I can stop anything I don't want to happen. So I decided to keep it. And we went on with that. Okay, cool. And it looks like they are still on Maverick. Could have Force of Willed that. However, with this hand, you know, this isn't doing much. Not the greatest draw against the Wasteland deck, but play Island here. What I want to do is just to kind of stall. I want to force something that's going to have a bigger impact when it comes to, you know, attacking me or taxing my mana, whatever it's going to be. You know, like a Knight, Stoneforge, or a Thalia, which I'm pretty sure they played here. Did decide to force this, so Force, Pitch, Force. Just to kill some time. Okay. That was an awesome draw. Now, pretty much, I can do the same exact thing. Evaluate what they're playing. Kind of figure out if I care about it or not. Control the game. Just kind of drag it out until I draw something better. And that is certainly something I want to counterspell. And they have another Mother of Runes, which is still pretty much nothing. You know, when I have, they already have one there. Thought this was an interesting attack, but okay. I guess if one dies, they already have one, I guess. But, you know, whatever they want to do. And what do you know? So, I did draw this. What I wanted to do here is Brainstorm, actually looking for a Plains, because if I don't at least kill one of these now, I'm never going to be able to, especially with 2. So let's Brainstorm here. I do have a land drop, but I do want to get... Okay, that's really good. So, what I want to get rid of here, first of all, is the Volk. Aside from that, I will have 4 lands, and I don't need an extra Force of Will here. I do want my Snapcaster. So this is pretty much just going to be like Volk and Force back on top. Yep. Flooded Strand. Let's plow the mom. Everyone's favorite magic term. Perfect. And let's go. Now here I'm hoping that they do nothing, because I don't want to pitch Snap to Force, because next turn I can have Snap Counterspell. And if I obviously pitch this to Force, then I have pretty much nothing going on. This is good. This is a start. So they pretty much had nothing going on. Okay, cool. I don't want to ponder here because, like I said, I want to keep up Snapcaster Counterspell. Like I said, my hand is extremely weak, so by kind of getting out of the beginning stages, getting my land drops, countering stuff that I don't want on the board, that's what... And anyway... This card can be extremely annoying. It's flying its protection from blue. They can do some crazy tricks with then tapping this and giving it more protection. However, by itself, it's only a 1/1, so I am not crazy about countering that. With equipment, it's going to be a nightmare, so I decided to let that go. Like, because at the moment, it's just going to be a 17-turn clock. No big deal with that. I'd rather counter something that has much of a higher impact. Now, this was interesting here. So they tapped Forest first. Then they untapped. And they tapped a Plains and played a Mother of Runes. Now, first and foremost, I'm certainly not counterspelling this. They already have one. The damage has already been done with that. But, as we've seen many other times when I play against, I think it was against a Maverick person, where they'll like tap and untap their lands and kind of give away something else in their hand. I kind of had a feeling that was the scenario. Like I said, it's not like I'm counterspelling that anyway, so let's see what they got. They played a land. Now they are playing the other card, and this is certainly something I do want to counterspell. That on that is going to get really ugly, so let's fetch Island. Let's make sure we tap correctly, so it's Plains and Island, so we have Island open. Play this, counter it, and move to the next turn. Okay, that's a pretty solid draw, so what I can actually do here is I can ponder first, see if I like anything, and then just use Stoneforge. I believe I went for Stoneforge just because I wanted to keep a Force of Will, like I said, in case they play anything else. And here's an interesting spot because it's so hard to get through. It's like impossible to get through. With the Batterskull, you know, you can at least try and attack, make them use their ability. But with a True-Name later down the road, if I get a True-Name, Jitte's going to be more of a home run. So I went with Jitte here. I'm not going to be connecting it anytime soon, so it'll just sit there. Like I said, I'm keeping this up in case I want to force something. Still have nothing going on, which is awesome. They played out their land, so they have no cards in their hand. Awesome, I like it. Okay, another land. So here I do actually want to ponder. because I can always get another blue card. And everything here I do not like. I don't need another land. I already have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to Basics isn't going to be doing any good unless they, tap out. So I don't need that now. And Spell Pierce isn't going to be doing as much good unless they like hard cast equipment. I'm not counting on that. I'm not too worried about that. That's pretty much, not a whole lot they can do. Let's see if they do Green Sun's Zenith. It could be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Depending on what they get, I can Spell Pierce it, but I didn't care too much about that. I think right now, maybe I could keep the Spell Pierce and this, fetch it away, but I chose to shuffle this. I feel like I can get something better. Looking for like a true name. Okay, it's not the worst in the world. Let's play Flooded Strand. Now I can at least bring that in. Not like it's going to be all that helpful, but it's something that'll be on the board. And would you look at that? I guess if I kept Spell Pierce, it wouldn't have mattered. They just would have tapped these, and pretty much it would have saved an attack, but that's fine. And even if I kept Back to Basics, it would just choke them on, not having, all these, and then they would have 2 mana, but that wouldn't be, Back to Basics isn't your first priority when you're facing down this dude with a Sword of Fire and Ice on it, so. Okay, let's let them choose their target. In response, let's bring in Batterskull. Sure. Yep. Yeah, so like this is like extremely difficult to get through. I mean, they have protection from this, and then they can utilize this. They can untap it, and then it's crazy. How the hell are we ever going to get through this? Well, you keep playing and find out. Here's a good start. So what I decided to do here is pretty much the only thing I can do that's going to make sense is play Narset, and I had to figure out how do I want to tap for this, which I'm pretty sure I want to do blue, blue, white. Even if I get a Swords, I can't cast it, but if I get like a Brainstorm or Ponder, that's going to allow me to dig deeper, because right now I pretty much need a Council's Judgment. That's going to allow me to remove this, and then at least, we can go from there. All right, perfect. Pretty much 2 of the best cards against this deck, except not when you're facing down this board, but it's not like I'm not going to take it. I can use that for myself to actually gain life. And in this scenario, I actually had nothing else going on. I'm not going to die anytime because this would do 5 to me, so I have 2 turns. So I can actually play Jitte here to utilize my mana, and it's going to be better down the road. Sure. And they are not going for Narset, which is, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Would you go for Narset there? Narset is my only way out. Maybe they don't know that. I'm assuming they'd know that. Otherwise, if I had something, well, I guess I wouldn't have enough mana to, use it. But they're going for the 2-turn clock instead of the 3. But let's find out what happens when they don't respect Narset. What else you got? Sure, why not? Welcome to the party, Valley. It's nice to have you here. Sure. How in the world am I ever going to get out of this? Well, let's find out. So let's use Narset. We need pretty much a Council's Judgment here. Otherwise, we're just going to be throwing swords at this and hope that they don't know how to use Mom. And Council's Judgment is exactly what we find. That is what I'm talking about right there. Pretty much nothing else to do except utilize it. Now, it might not be the most obvious thing in the world, but we have to get rid of Sword. If we kill this, they just attach Sword to anything, and we're pretty much going to lose because it can get protection from blue, and this can give it protection from black. So we have to get rid of Sword of Fire and Ice here. Okay. Let's see what they got. Okay. Now I'm on 5 turns. Come on, you know you want to kill Narset, right? In case you bust out a Sylvan Library. Can't use it. Playing a land, so they have pretty much not a lot going on there. Oh my goodness, what a draw. One good Planeswalker deserves another. Alright, so here, I think I might have actually attacked. I'm like, you know what? I know they know how to use this, but let's see if I attacked first. Yes, I did. I wanted to see if they actually knew how to utilize this. Or maybe, if I kept my mana open, they would let it go, or, something along the lines of that. I want to make them make a play, see if I can get any more information out of it. That's fine. They can keep that. Okay, so now let's bring in Jace. And let's see, I was looking at my options here. Obviously, I can't bounce this. Bouncing this does pretty much nothing. They can just give it pro blue, which they would do because I'd have nothing else going on. I can't target this. There's anything I target, they're going to make protection. So here is a very easy Brainstorm. Oh, okay, not bad. So let's look at the cards we got. Polluted Delta. I do have to keep in mind that I do have a Polluted Delta here, so if I crack this, it's going to be one less turn, which is fine. 2 swords can be very helpful. Like I said, you never know. A lot of these times in tight games like this, you kind of got to make your opponent, like, from every turn on, or not every turn, but kind of bluff it, even if you don't have a swords. Because notice that I attacked. I wanted to see how they're going to respond. Like, do they know about the interaction? And if I keep doing it enough, they're not going to be sure if I actually have something to follow up with. So I wanted to keep them on their toes. With that being said, the swords are going to be very great here, but not for them as much as me, because I am getting low life. I can always plow the germ token. So here I do want a Polluted Delta because I'm not going to want the other stuff that's on top. So here I'm going to put back a Force of Will and a Stoneforge. And I am going to play a land because I don't mind cracking it there. I don't want those cards, despite the fact that I'm going to lose a turn from it. And they realized that too. It's going to be one less turn, and I was fine with that. If I wasn't fine with it, I wouldn't have played it. So no big deal there. I have 3 turns, but I also have Jace here to help me out. And next turn, if I want, I can always play a Stoneforge to shuffle my library from the Jace Brainstorm. And cool, doing that. Still nothing going on. So here we are actually looking for a True-Name. True-Name is going to allow us to put it on the board and then equip some crazy crap. Okay, so let's Brainstorm. And oh my goodness, look what we got. We got a True-Name. Just what the doctor ordered again. First we had Narset hooking us up with the Council's Judgment. Now we get Jace. We get the True-Name and another Council's Judgment just to rub it in. Anyway, there's still some decisions to make. So looking at it here, let's see. Thalia is in play, so I could actually play 2 things. Well, let's look at it this way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. This would cost 7 if I wanted the Council's Judgment and play True-Name. But I didn't want to do that, because in order to do that, I would need to play Polluted Delta. I would need to crack it. I would go to 1, and, that could be some crazy stuff going on, especially with all the creatures they have. They could always just make 1, protection from whatever, and attack me, and I could be in big trouble. So I didn't want to go through that line. I think playing True-Name is the best thing here. So what I believe I did is probably going to be like back to basics, and then like Council's Judgment on top. Excuse me. I'll take that back. Yeah, because I'm not going to be playing a land. That makes sense. So Polluted Delta and probably one of these on top. Yeah, okay, there we go. I didn't want to play that land. Sure. And another very important spot where you can actually lose the game. So here, where I always talk about playing Jitte or not playing Jitte, or equipping Jitte or not equipping Jitte, can actually make you lose the game. Now here's a spot where I don't want to equip Jitte, because imagine what happens if I equip this. I only have 1 mana open, and then I can't plow anything because of Thalia. Okay, very important to know the interaction with that. So I did nothing here. Okay, so they're going with this line. They're going to make this protection from whatever. Black. Okay, so the germ can't block it. Then they're going to make a protection from probably blue, and they're like, this dude is so dead. And ironically enough, they only attacked with this. They didn't attack with this either, where every single life point mattered. I honestly think that this person thought the game was over, and very foolish of them. They didn't attack with this either, because there would have been an extra damage, and every single source of damage helps. So let's go ahead and plow our germ token. I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? That's right. I'll take 2. And continue playing the game. Sure. Fine by me. And what else do we got here? We got a Jace. Let's Brainstorm. This is very easy. So keep in mind, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 more land means equip is 5. Equip is 2. That's 7. We equip both of this and make True-Name Jitterskull, and they are pretty much in very, very big trouble. So here, I didn't care for a land, although I'm going to be getting some life, so this isn't as big of a deal. I'm going to be utilizing all of my mana, so it's probably like Island, Polluted Delta, something like that. Okay, or back to basics, whatever it was. But now I can play this. Let's equip the True-Name. And they conceded the entire match. I'm not talking about the game. Like, they were done. After that, they had seen enough, literally. Okay, then. Yeah, sure. I'll take the free win, or the free match win, whatever it was. But I thought that was a very interesting game. I actually played 5 matches today. I went 4-1, and this was like probably the only interesting one, probably for the fact that I was really behind. I started off with a weak hand, but just by playing a control game, getting some cards that I needed, making a couple of plays that made all the difference, like playing the Jitte earlier, which allowed me to keep mana open, not equipping the Jitte later, which allowed me to plow my own, Germ token, that, and also knowing what I needed to get to win, obviously. Like, sometimes you'll play Jace, and you'll make choices based upon what cards do I need, what cards don't I need, but obviously I knew I needed a true name because it was going to give me enough time to but play through one more turn, and then be able to plow my dude, and that was pretty much it. That was a really fun game. It's always nice coming back, just hanging by the hair of your chin, and then finding ways to win. And like I said, the swords, pretty much these were going to be turned off, but at some point in the game, you're going to need to plow your own dude. That happens a lot, especially in creature matchups, where you do that and it gives you enough momentum just to turn the corner. And like I said, this was being equipped, and then Batterskull was being equipped, so I was going to have a 7/5 with 2 counters on it. There, I probably would have killed. I'd say this and this, because nothing else is going to give me as many problems. And that would be that. Next turn, I would, brainstorm more, probably throw down a back to basics, kill one of these dudes, and then just go from there. But either way, that was one match of one game against Maverick when you come back from such a disadvantaged board state and manage to win anyway. Hope you enjoyed the game. Stonebladers, the good guys, win again despite being down a ton. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.